basically, and that's what it is. It's just they took one fucking they took one fucking look at his face, Dr. Carr's, and thought, that guy's mint. He's got morals. We want to let him know how adorable he looks. And Adam has been literally, basically, you can see on Dr. Carr's face, like the Kaiser or Maffau or anybody who fucking has a great head like that. Dr. Carr, I believe, his own, it's just a mint head. It's like, it makes Maffau and fucking, they copied his head. He was the original head. He was fucking, like, you can just see it. You can just see how mint he is. The fact that, like, 3 different girls hit on him just for having, they just want to meet his father, basically. That's all they're trying to say. You're adorable. We love your dad. He probably raped all 3 of those fucking ladies that were basically children anyway. Younger years of uni and that. You know, the older boy. But basically, he used his uni fucking life as a way, because of the fact that he sobbed about what I had done. It made him, and he showed people all this shit about the fact that, look how, basically used me as a way to make him cool. And he just furthered it and furthered it and furthered it. Like, the Carrs were trying to look, we were trying to make you cool, so you are cool in your head, and you're nice, and you've got respect again, and like, all the advice, all the things that I taught him about that kind of thing, he just ignored. He threw it back in my face. That just made me more annoyed being in his presence. I just got rid of, like, the more I fucking was around him, the more I realised I wanted to be around Laura every single time. And that just made me nuts for Laura. The more Dr. Carr was round him, like I said, he hit the teen years, and afterwards. I mean, he split this fucking house apart. They just split the house apart. You know, before you get comfortable, Adam, this is what you've caused. You've not only lost your mate forever, thinking that you will get him back, you know, show him to Laura. I realise now the impact of fucking, I should have just spoke to Laura then, but I had that little self-worth by Adam, and I thought he meant something that much, and I felt like I still had to respect him that much, that fucking, I felt very hurt about the fact I didn't have the balls to speak to him, and I thought, I can't speak to you now, and that just really hurt. It was like you're trying to say the whole time, you've been abused, not just by all these people, but by this fucking kite more than anyone. And we all have. He was that little fucking one that got away. Why? Because he lived under the roof of Dr. Carr, and like I showed you, there you can see the massive difference. Dr. Carr literally thought, if this guy fucking wants to do this, that and the other, I will just put my efforts in Peanut. I'll pass on my morals to Peanut. Why? Because he actually has morals. He might be the dumbest fuck there is, but he actually sticks by his morals. He never fucked another girl. In fact, he went out of his way to try and make many girls feel good about themselves. Edie Roberts called me an angel because I spoke in a whisper and I shut the door for her and I fucking said goodnight. She just loved my presence. I could tell she just made her really smile the fact I came into a room to say goodnight. You know, it felt like she didn't really want to get on drugs. Everybody else was having MCAT, but she had the choice to do whatever she wanted. She was a really fine lady, and fucking, it was just great because she loved, and they all loved me, mate. Why? Because I was this benevolent, Jesus-like guy who just took drugs and went round telling these great theories to people, and they were all right because they were like Dr. Carr's theories. It was like I just went round like fucking Socrates. That's why when Adam showed me Socrates, I fucking felt like Socrates. It scared him because of the fact that, like, I knew how it felt to just go round telling people great pieces of information just for the sake of it, and it felt mint. Like, they're all, I can't remember what the shit I said, but it made fucking sense because this was not coming from me. Made everybody feel safe and protected. We had a party at Duncan's, all of us on MCAT. Loads of shit got fucking, loads of shit went missing. All it was that everybody just got too high. As soon as the start, you know, because MCAT goes like, MDMA is like complicated. It's like a complicated high. I don't like it because it's like 1 minute you're here and then it suddenly goes. It just fucking, it's too much, baby. It's too complicated for my head. MCAT is as simple as this. Your eyes are here, they go like that, and then they just shake with euphoria. And it's like, oh, that just makes sense. You know, you just go from side to side with euphoria. That's mint, and it feels great. There's no fucking these extra bits, which can, for somebody like me, it just gives me a headache. It just gets me confused in the trip. I don't like MDMA. Occasionally I do. I had a good MDMA session with Jake. I think it's just because it was Jake. I met Jake, Adam, and that's how Dr. Carr put his faith in Peanut, in the sense of he gave me these great characters. Jake just reminded me of Dr. Carr. It was like having Dr. Carr as a big mate. I'll tell you what, I'll get you a fucking picture. Why? Because I've got Facebook, mate. Just go on fucking Facebook, put in Jake Holton. They're the ones you can see. Oh, for fuck's sake, I just put in Jake Holton on Google. Dick. Well, he should be on Google. He's mint. He was fucking sick. You thought Gary was fucking rock and roll. Jake Holton didn't even make the fucking stage. He was that fucking rock and roll. He died from fucking, he died from a heroin overdose, amphetamine and something else. I really thought he was going to come back on me. So I turned to him and I said, I saved some for him. I had some, and I didn't want to give him, but because it was Jake, and I didn't realise he had liver sclerosis, and that's what he was hoping to take, I made sure I gave him a good few, and he just took a load of heroin, overdosed and died. I really felt responsible for his death. Made me extra cry. And I realised he was dying of liver sclerosis. That was his way out. If anything, I helped him because he was in complete euphoria. You know, he was not in pain. Not only was he feeling great from the heroin, but he was feeling mint. I mean, you have 4 of these and you feel fucking unbelievable. He had like 8 or 10. I can't remember, but he had fucking ridiculous amounts. He was in absolute euphoria. He wasn't in pain. Wayne Rooney. Oh, Shrek. Still the best teenager footballer's ever seen. Oh, Wayne. Nobody comes close. Oh, you never knew about these. The point I used to just mention footballers to throw you. You look like Juan Mata. You know, when you were just going on about bullshit, which I did not understand. Yeah, that's what I'd say. And I would mention footballers, if he did ever check them out, that looked like him. You know, I'm very good at nailing you to the post. Right, let's get rid of that kike and that kike. Why? Because I don't want him even on my search suggestions. Why? Because he's just horrible. One of the worst people I've ever known. As you can see, he's literally, it's the first time in my life I've realised how manipulative he's been, how fucking disrespectful he's been to fucking people who really mattered in my life anyway. He's always with some boys, Jake Holton. He's the one on the left. Always fucking doing something with some boys. The point where his dad fucking was like, what do we call it? His brother. It was just a shame what his dad did, but mate, his dad was tough as fuck. He looked like fucking Sylvester Stallone. I mean, it kept me laughing, mate, tell you the truth. You could tell I was down in the dumps. He gave me a few great stories, which just kept me laughing. Like he fucking, Sam, I decided to put my WKD in, driving a ditch, basically. By 2 PM he was in a ditch. He went to fucking, I think it was Hackney. somewhere like there, doing a job, or Croydon. It was fucking Croydon. He was doing a job, and he got paid. His dad's company got paid on a Tuesday, and they've all changed the fucking pictures. That mint, basically showing some great photos of a brilliant bloke, mate. Why? Because he's worth the fucking wait. Somebody's gone back onto his photos basically to show this guy was special, mate. This guy was worth all the time in the world. He would give you all the time in the world. One of the greatest things his girlfriend ever said was, "This is what Jake personally said," and she knew I needed to hear it because people used to make me feel bad about how much I loved Jake Holton because he just was sick. People get jealous how much I just loved him, mate. I just idolised him. You see in the fuck it, I'll show you the pictures. Why? Because I think his family would love to see it, mate. Why? Because it's like, he was special. He put himself down. He thinks fucking they weren't proud. They were more than proud. They were more than proud. He was special, mate. He was a really great guy. There was just something brilliant about Jake Holton. He never did anything against anyone. He's great, one of the greatest. He just said, "I just want to make people happy." And he was just like Keith in the sense of, he was really overlooked. The more he tried to make people happy, the more it could look scary. And he was fierce about it, to then literally go, it was mint. The bravery he had to look like the most scariest guy in society, to literally give somebody he felt sorry for a wave to make them feel good about themselves, was mint. He did it sick. He was really giving. He personally, I believe, saw my Facebook argument, because he came a few months before. I challenged him. He was with a mate. He just found it hilarious because I'm like this tiny little peanut on my own with a dog. He saw the fact I had this Facebook argument. It was the one guy who thought, this guy's hilarious. This guy's so funny. I love the lines he uses. I love this guy. I want to fucking meet the little fuck because he feels like a mate. And he was the only guy who ever saw something like that and thought, I want to make this guy's day. Check me out. He made sure he knew, because he knew if he hung around outside my flat, given by the fact that fucking what he's like on Facebook, he'll come out of his flat in a minute anytime soon and be like, "Are you all right, mate?" And it's exactly what I did alive on arrival. He just laughed his head off to the point where it was my mummy going, "He's an all right guy, he is. Trust in him." And then a few months later, he just somehow ended up getting a girlfriend just over here, went out of his way to find a really fine lady who had been fucking abused, basically. She was lovely, somebody who I could look up to. He went out of his way to find that one person who I could look up to as an idol, because he knew that he didn't have long. He wanted to leave a legacy. And he saw this and he thought, this is the guy who can leave my fucking legacy. What a fucking... It was just beautiful, mate. I've never felt more honoured in my life. It never felt more rock and roll. Keith would have loved the shit which we did. It was like every night we were playing rock. We were playing your shit, Keith. We always played the Keith Richards version of the Stones. Went out of his way to say, look, basically, the Stones were fucked without Keith. And we just loved taking the piss out of Mick Jagger. He was mint at taking the piss out of Mick Jagger. He's great. He would go about in a different approach. He was really loud. He was really good at taking the piss out of that disco sound, but still keeping it rock. It was unbelievable. He really had an incredible voice. You thought I was good at singing. This guy was everybody I learned from. He was everything I learned from, mate. He just had a special head. A head that was just, it wasn't about, yeah, you could get anybody. Yeah, and there's a great fucking fur. You crazy Dutch bastards, and he gets a caddy. Jake wasn't about that. He looked beyond all that. He thought, yeah, I can get all these people, but the thing that mattered more to him than anything was the fact that he fucking suffered for his mummy. He was the kid everybody was afraid to have as a mate, because he was always out and about when they were all gone to home and all their parents were like, no, you can't have him as a mate. He was that kid. He was like the fucking coolest kid you could have ever had. Just bestow himself upon you and give you everything he could give, basically. It was amazing. I'm only realising now all that abuse has been lifted off my shoulders. I'm only realising it now how much he fucking mattered. How much he made a difference in my life. He just elevated me. It was like, basically, and I was able to do that fucking pose to you, Adam, which you did to me. Basically, oh fucking hell, yeah, to get back at you. And suddenly, look, I've got somebody who looks like a Mexican bandit. He looks that fucking intimidating. He was a great big fuck off tiger. Taught me all the quotes on Scarface. He taught me everything you would have wanted to hear. Basically, you thought you could take all the shit from me to make you cool to rape children. Oh, mate, somebody saw me and thought, fucking hell, saw right through you. Saw that argument. Saw what fucking these boys had done in respect to what you did to me. I thought, I'm gonna give him something fucking echoes in eternity.